Hey guys, this is Michael Negron from Man Media TV. Behind me, a brand new, completely redesigned 2019 Chevy Silverado 1500 Trail Boss Edition. Let's start things off like always, giving props to who props deserve. Thanks again, Ansira Winton Chevrolet, for allowing me to use one of your vehicles. They're located in 6111 Bandera Road, San Antonio, Texas. They're the #1 Chevy dealership in San Antonio. Give them a shout for your Chevy needs. Some great people there. Let's talk a little bit about a Silverado, 2019 Silverado. So what's new with the 2019 Chevy Silverado? Let me think about it. Everything. Shout out to Chevy. You did a great job redesigning this vehicle. Look at this exterior. First and foremost, look at this front fascia. You're getting LED lights, black bow ties, a completely more aggressive vehicle, a lot wider vehicle. Check this out. In this front fascia, especially this vehicle, it's a C71 Trail Boss Edition. It's not an LTC series or a Premier series. It's an LT. So you're gonna see, this is a $51,000 vehicle. We'll go over that in a little bit. Look at this front fascia, those LED lights. You get the LED stripe. Brand new redesigned grille. Something that's unique to the C71 edition, being a Trail Boss, you do get the red tow hooks in the front. Now, a lot of people have said, I've heard plenty of jokes about, how Chevy copied Ford, how Chevy, copied Ram. This is a unique design. It's, extremely aggressive. Look at those cuts and that fitment and that, in that front light. Something I do not understand completely is, if we look right here, look at this air vent. It seems like this air vent, it's going to nowhere. I've done some research. I've talked to some people. I've actually talked to some Silverado experts or Silverado trainers, whatsoever, however you want to call them. And they say it's basically aerodynamic. It's a way of keeping the vehicle steady while towing. According to them, the vehicle absorbs the air through there and it's gonna ride straighter. I'll have to, test drive one to actually see while towing. I've actually driven them before. Now, if you look on the side of the vehicle, a lot more wider stands. It does get the C71 badging where the GMCs used to get them. That's a very unique feature. Wheels for the C71. To give you my most honest opinion, I do believe they could have fitted a little bit more aggressive tire. But hey, 90% of Silverado owners are going to actually, upgrade them. So, take it for what it is. But look at that wheel. Now going back again to the, side of the vehicle. Very pretty body lines. Chevy did decided to locate the rear view mirror in a weird position. I do feel it works. I would love to see it on the regular location. They decided to put this rear view mirror in the door. Why they did that? According to them, is a better mounting point for it. If if it gets hit, it's going to remain steady. Now, I do feel like if it gets hit hard enough, it is going to, require more, more body shop work than your regular, normal hit on the supermarket parking lot. If you look at it, what's new for 2019? They did decided to add this little aerodynamic or chin spoiler, whatever you want to call it. It's it looks nice. It's a wind deflector type. So that's new. That makes the vehicle look a lot fancier, a lot nicer. Now here's where I'm very excited about this vehicle. And you'll get this regardless what trim level you go. Look at this bed. Big enough bed that if you do decide to buy plywood, sheetrock, or whatsoever, you will be able to fit it while having stuff in the sides. And I'll show you once I show you this nice little feature. So brand new for 2019 is the electric release for your tailgate, which is something that other manufacturers already had, but Chevy brought it in, and I guarantee you, it was something that it was very needed. But look at the space on this bed. Actually, the bed grew. The overall vehicle grew about 3 inches of interior space. The bed is about 2.5 inches bigger. So check this out. Something very neat, and they already, I've seen already the accessories for it. You could actually fit a piece of plywood and still have stuff on the side. Chevy, as a GM accessory, offers toolboxes that they'll go on the sides of the truck, and that's very neat. Because me personally, I hate when you put a toolbox on the back and you've lost 25-30% of your cargo space of your bed. Another neat thing that Chevy did was having the capability of a spraying bed liner from the factory. They do offer a package. I believe it's somewhere in the $1,300-$1,400 that would include the spraying bed liner and steps, which is very neat. Now, Chevy, I do understand all the fun you made for Ford, but we also are coming. It was the aluminum panels on the vehicle. If you look at the vehicle, and let me switch the camera so we could take a look at it. Now, going back to what we were saying about Chevy using the aluminum, every piece that's on a hinge in the new Chevy Silverado is going to be aluminum. So, and once again, Chevy did make a lot of marketing pieces about the aluminum. They ended up going to them, and there's nothing wrong with that. Aluminum, it's as strong as steel. There are going to be some Chevy purists that are going to criticize it, but EPA and all that, it's going to make sure, it's going to, you're going to need it to save weight and to be able to get the fuel economy that they are requiring. Going back to the back of the truck, giving you a little overview of the back of the truck. Taillights. Very needed mod. You are going to get, depending on the trim level, of course, you are going to get the, LED lights with the red panel on it, or you're going to get the a little bit darker non-LED light. But that's something Chevy needed to do. And mind you, this is an LT, even though it's a Trail Boss, it's an LT package that, actually, it's right down the middle as far as stuff. It has the Trail Boss package, which is technically a leveling kit. Now, something that I like that Chevy did keep for the year, the little step, which is very unique, very, very, very well positioned. And of course they did keep the handle, which is a lot nicer. Now they did not keep, they did not bring, which I am very happy that they did not, was that little leveler handle that Ford, for example, has in their in their tailgate. That thing, as far as and once again, no preference, but they do tend to break a lot. Going back to this side of the truck, like I said, very excited. Look at those body lines. Look at the size of the truck. Look at the space. Chevy overall did a great job, keeping the Silverado what it is. The size, I find it perfect. Of course, I did think, the antenna, you're already using HD radio and all that. You could have hit that somewhere, make it a little bit sleeker. It just feels like you guys just picked up the remainder parts of your 2018s, 2017s and put it in there. Something new and something great that Chevy did was added the passive entry function to the vehicles. It's so easy. Keep your keys on the in your pocket, less key sloss. You're not gonna have any extra scratches and dings in your vehicle for trying to open it. Just press, as long as the key is on your body, on your pocket, it's gonna open. Now here's where things, at least for me and 90% of the conversations that I've had, end up in the same conclusion, is this interior. Interior is great. I like the redesign. I like the positioning. I definitely like the new positioning of the emergency brake. It's you come in the vehicle, especially here in Texas, with your boots and all that, it's very hard to hit that emergency, and it's all technology. The way you set up especially here, your four-wheel drive system is great. Your towing adjusting, your four-wheel drive modes, bed light, hazard lights, adjusting, what you see on your infotainment system, and your your automatic lights. Now, once you look at the steering wheel, I love the steering wheel. It looks sporty. It's one of those things that I do feel like you needed to upgrade that feature. That steering wheel is great. Once again, big heads up, Chevy. Now, before, I know I already talked about the steering wheel, but before getting in the truck and actually, discussing the things that I like and I don't like there, and the things that you might want to know, you do need to know this, guys. The truck, 2 major changes. It grew about 3 inches, of course, on the crew cab. Then look at all this space in the crew cab. Okay, once again, one-handed operation as far as the back seat goes. That's something Chevy needed to do a while back. Another big change for 2019, rear AC vents, guys. Rear AC vents is something Chevy owners were lacking on the previous generation. Not only that, 2 USB ports in the back, and those are standard USB ports. Okay, you do get a a little 12 volt there, but that's something Chevy did, and it needed to be done, guys. Chevy needed to do this a long time ago. Now let's go to the front and talk to you about, the infotainment system and all that. Now we've talked about the steering wheel and how good Chevy did. I do believe, and I want to say, again, 80% of the people I have conversation with feel the same way. I do believe that you're paying, $57,000 for a truck. They did fail a little short on the inside of the vehicle. Chevy, they did the gauge cluster. Me personally, I drive a 2016, and I feel like my gauge cluster, even though it's 2 years old, it's a previous generation, I do feel like they fell very short. I feel like the coloring it's a little dull. I feel like the options that you're seeing are, they could be a lot better. Look at this. Let me browse through some screens and show you, what I'm talking about. It's very hard to actually browse through the I feel the coloring's dull. I feel, there could be a lot more graphic in theirs. I feel like it's hard to navigate mainly, and I'll show you mainly why. Why do I feel it's very hard to navigate? Look at this. Look at the way Chevy in the steering wheel, which I love the steering wheel. I just don't like this. This is the toggle or the little, round option selector. These don't do anything. So you have to go up and down. Now, these do work side by side. I kind of like the previous generation switch. Now when you go to the left part of your steering wheel, sorry about that, same thing, cruise control plus and minus, but only this side works. Of course you have your heated steering wheel. That's a good feature. So Chevy, yes, you could have done a lot better there. I do like the steering wheel. I don't like at all the gauge cluster. Now, having said that, talk about how the instrument cluster, we don't, I don't like it. Many of these people I've spoken about it don't like it. The design overall of the interior is great. The infotainment system, once again, we grew to the new generation, the Gen 3 MyLink system, which better graphics, better options, faster browsing. They went to this, which I've personally never liked the AC controllers in your instrument panel, your MyLink system or your infotainment system, your radio, whatsoever. Ford does it. I believe Dodge, their new screen, which is ridiculously big and fancy, they have it too. Chevy did it. It's great. Now, what Chevy did that I applaud them for is they still gave people like me the option of manually manipulating your AC, manually adjusting it. So you technically don't have to use the push the you know the touch screen for the AC. Heated seats, your radio control, the AC controllers, your radio controllers, the sync is all there. So good job with that. Again, the 12 volt, it's a great feature that Chevy's always brought to their vehicles. And here is where we made a big improvement. Number one, more buttons make the vehicle look a lot fancier, and makes it a little bit more functional. Previous generation and my generation itself did every single thing it needed to be done. It was a little bit harder browsing through it. Now, your parking assistance, big button here, the auto start stop button. I hate when, and I might sound like a broken record, but I do hate when manufacturers put the auto start stop and don't give you the option to use it, to disengage it. Many manufacturers do it. You gotta stop obligating the consumer to use it. If you like it, you like it. If not. I feel like you need to be given the option. Chevy, great job. You could turn it on and off. Once again, this is another great feature here, is the ability to open the liftgate from the inside of the vehicle. Now, higher trim levels, LTCs, Premiers, so on and so forth, do have the option of closing it. Unfortunately, this is an LT. The LT doesn't have it, but it's an aluminum tailgate. So it's a one-finger operation, a one-handed operation to open and close it. Your hazard lights, traction control, the ability to turn on and off your plug. And of course, you have your hill descent, your delayed braking for your trailering. Okay, so what's my opinion with the 2019 Chevy Silverado? It's a great start to what is going to be what's going to be an amazing vehicle. Chevy did an amazing job at redesigning the exterior. The exterior redesign, it's next to none. It's something that's gonna last for a while. Chevy's not the company to be doing things over and over again. So I feel like this is a good 4 or 5 year truck. Of course they'll do a little front fascia lift, a little facelift, something in 2-3 years, but it's a solid vehicle. Now, the interior, I'm sitting in it right now. The seat, the seat feels, and I'm a big guy. I'm 6 feet 240. It feels, I would love a little more cushion on my seat. I know these are leather seats, so eventually they're gonna get a little bit softer, but I don't think it's really the trigger point for it is not the seat. It's the seat itself. I've tried adjusting it several times. It just doesn't work. It's comfortable. I do like my previous generation Silverado a lot better. Software, it's great. Software is great. Everything on it is perfect. I would love a nicer screen, especially in a $56,000 vehicle. A little nicer screen, a little better resolution. I don't know. I would like it to pop Once again, when I look at the trip computer of my truck versus the one in the 19, I feel like mine has better resolution, has same information. Don't get me wrong. The information is there. It's just the delivery of the information. The steering wheel feels amazing. You feel like you are in a sports truck. Instrument cluster. Again, it's they could have done a lot better. Now, the way the center console is, the way the brake controller is, the way the four-wheel drive control is, it's a great improvement over what we have. It works perfectly. It's easy. It's easy to reach. You don't have to take your hands off the steering wheel. You don't have to take your eyes off the road to be able to do what you want to do in the vehicle. Center console, the materials inside. Once again, this is an LT with leather. I've seen the LTC, the High Country. In fact, I'm recording a video the next couple of days on a High Country. It's great. For the price point, it's great. Looking at this one, let me pull up the sticker. $48,300 is the standard vehicle price. This vehicle has a convenience package for $1,655, and the convenience package is basically the center console. It's going to be the dual climate control, the 10-point driver seat adjusted, the heated driver and passenger, the heated steering wheel, the manual tilt in the steering wheel, and of course it's going to be the second row USB ports. Then you have a second convenience package here for $1,420, which basically what that's going to give you is a universal remote control, your rear sliding window. I don't know if you can see it there. It's gonna move you to what is the premium screen. That's why I'm a little bit disappointed at it, but hey, it's a Chevy truck. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. It's gonna give you an SD card reader, so on and so forth. You go to $985 for the leather seats. You have a safety package, which is going to give you front and back park assist. It's going to give you lane departure, and it's going to give you the 20-inch aluminum wheels for an extra $800. Here you go. You have the package that I was talking about for the steps and the bed package. And the bed package, you're looking at $1,300 for both. You get a trailer controller for $275. You get an advanced trailering package. Now, something I forgot to mention in the vehicle and when I was discussing the MyLink system is the trailering option. You do have the ability to monitor your trailering. You do have the checklist. You do have a memory setting for your trailering, meaning you trailer different things, different trailers. You go from a fifth wheel to a gooseneck to a bumper hitch, so on and so forth. You go from that to that. It's going to allow you to save those. So the next time over, all you have to do is hit the profile, and it's going to pick them up, which is a great option. It's Chevy did a great job doing that. Of course, you have the ability to test your trailering lights. You could activate your backup camera as you need it, and then you have the ability of doing you have the ability of doing the user profiles too for the different users in the vehicle. So that's, if you share the vehicle with a wife, or your son drives the vehicle, so on and so forth, you can create a user for them and they don't have to mess with your settings. So that's a great feature. Overall, like I said, this vehicle is $57,495, and for what it has to offer, especially being a Chevy, it's well worth it. Now, this vehicle could get as expensive as a $67,000-$70,000 truck. So, at that point, how much does it offer? Is it worth it? I'll say yes. I'll pay any money for it at any moment. Of course, seeing the way Chevy, Ford, Dodge do this, they're gonna make you pay, premium pricing for at least the first year. Then you're gonna have a lot of rebates, a lot of stuff. I figured this, at the 40 with a 4 in front of it, at the $49,000-$52,000 range, is a steal of a truck. It's a truck that's gonna last a lifetime, and it's gonna be great. So guys, I think that's the end of my video. If there's something else you want to see as far as the Silverados or any other vehicle, let me know. Remember, subscribe to my page. This is Man Media TV. We also have a Facebook. Look us up, Man Media TV. Any suggestions? manmediatv@yahoo.com. Any questions? Anything that you need from us, let us know. We'll gladly put it up. Also, once again, let me give props to the people that are letting me use these vehicles. Ancira Winton Chevrolet. They're located in 6111 Bandera Road in San Antonio, Texas. Great people. The #1 Chevy dealership in the San Antonio general area. Give them a call. All these vehicles that I'm doing right now, they're readily available in stock. So just give them a call and see what they could do for you. As far as us, thank you very much. See you in the next one.